Hello everyone, I'm Cole from the Kingdom, and today we're talking about why the Indoctrination Theory is nonsense. There are actually a few different versions of this theory, and I'm going to try to get to them all. For starters, let's identify a few different examples of indoctrination and how it works in these cases. You see, a Reaper can force fast indoctrination on a subject, but it's noticeable, and there's usually more resistance. However, if it's slow, the subject may not realize that the thoughts they're having are not their own. And of course, the more control the Reaper uses, the less capable the subject becomes. In Saren's case, Sovereign worked very slowly and very minimally, so Saren thought the ideas were his own. That is, until Shepard caused him to doubt himself on Vermeer, and Sovereign began exerting even more control. With enough charm or intimidation, Shepard can get Saren to notice his thoughts being influenced. Meanwhile, Benezia's indoctrination was more complete. She noticed it happening, but still succumbed to it. Then there's the Elusive Man. His indoctrination was very slow and relatively minimal, like Saren. He was brought over to the Reaper's way of thinking, but like Saren, retained his free will. That's why he was able to get Shepard to attack the Collectors, secretly to get their technology for his own ends. Speaking of the Collectors, I believe they also have free will, but because of the Reaper's alterations to them, they were just completely convinced the Reapers were right. Only when Harbinger possessed one were they being completely controlled. And then there's Amanda Kenson, who was slowly indoctrinated along with the rest of her team by Object Rho. It convinced her that the Reapers were in the right, but she still wasn't directly under their control. It's also worth noting that the Reapers cannot read the minds of those they have indoctrinated. If they could, they would have known about Sanctuary sooner, and they obviously did not approve of what Cerberus was doing there. Now that we've covered all that, let's talk about the indoctrination theory. There are a few different versions of it. Some say Shepard was indoctrinated from the beginning. The theory goes that the kid wasn't real, and all the dreams we have are the indoctrination progressing. This is not the case. The biggest piece of evidence against this idea is Vendetta, the Prothean VI we encounter on Thessia. He is shown to have the ability to detect indoctrination, just like Vigil from Ilos. You could argue that Shepard's indoctrination wasn't complete by this point, but I sincerely doubt that explains it, because if Vendetta detected any trace of Shepard's thoughts being influenced, he would not have spoken with us at all. Therefore, Shepard's thoughts were not being influenced. Ergo, Shepard was not indoctrinated prior to Thessia. Meanwhile, I believe Javik should also have been able to sense that, given his experience with the Reapers and his understanding of what the taint of indoctrination feels like with his sensory ability. I think he would have been able to sense that in Shepard as well. But I suppose that is never explicitly stated, so I'm less serious about that one. Main point is, Vendetta would have sensed if Shepard's mind was being influenced in the slightest. Moving on to the ending, there's a subsection of the indoctrination theory some people believe in which choosing control or synthesis is either giving into indoctrination or just becoming indoctrinated. Thus, destroy is the only real ending. The problem with this version of the theory is that it hinges on the idea that the catalyst is lying about control and synthesis, but telling the truth about destroy. If his goal was to get Shepard to side with the Reapers, why would he tell you about destroy? He could have omitted the information entirely. Or lied and said that red thing over there will destroy the Crucible or something. If he was lying about the other two, why would he be telling the truth about destroy? And then there's refusal, which is outright letting the Reapers win. I feel as though if Shepard was indoctrinated and the catalyst was just giving you the illusion of choice, then refusal would have been clearly marked as the paragon decision, because the indoctrination would be convincing you that the Reapers are in the right, like it did to Amanda Kenson and the Cerberus peeps on the Dead Reaper in Mass Effect 2. Although I do feel the need to mention that, yes, Shepard was indoctrinated at one point, by the Elusive Man. Shepard is the one who shoots Anderson while under the Elusive Man's control, and you have to convince him to see the truth or break his hold yourself. Notice when he has you under his control, the borders of the screen are blurry, and you start hearing whispers, telltale signs of indoctrination. But once the Elusive Man dies, his hold is broken and things go back to normal. none of that means the endings we see aren't real. Also, if Shepard was indoctrinated before this point, we should not have been able to talk the elusive man down. So there you go. Shepard is clearly not indoctrinated any time before the ending, evidenced by Vendetta and our ability to stop the elusive man. None of the choices indoctrinate you because the catalyst would not have told you the truth about Destroy while lying about Control and Synthesis. He either lies about all of them or none of them. And, according to the other examples of indoctrination we see, if Shepard was indoctrinated before making the choice, refusal should have been the Paragon decision because he or she would be convinced that the Reapers are right. Be sure to leave your own thoughts in the comments section. I just ask that we please be respectful to each other. Any venomous or belligerent comments will be removed. We're all fans of Mass Effect, and we can have our own opinions without putting others down. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later.